Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog is a character known for his sharp attitude and strong sense of purpose. Shadow is a recurring arch-rival of Sonic the Hedgehog. He resembles Sonic and shares many of his abilities. Shadow's signature power is Chaos Control, which allows him to manipulate time and space using a Chaos Emerald. Shadow is the ultimate life form, created over 50 years ago aboard the space colony Ark by Professor Gerald Robotnik. He is the final product of Project Shadow, a government experiment completed by infusing Shadow with the DNA of the alien Black Doom. After his creation, Shadow befriended Gerald's granddaughter, Maria. However, the Guardian Units of Nations, GUN, deemed the Ark a threat and raided it, capturing Shadow and Gerald and resulting in Maria's death. Driven to madness, Gerald altered Shadow's memories to seek revenge one day. Shadow remained in stasis for decades until he was freed by Gerald's grandson, Dr. Eggman. Initially driven by vengeance, Shadow fought against Sonic and his friends until his true memories of Maria were restored, inspiring him to help save the world from Gerald's doomsday plot. However, Shadow fell to Earth and lost his memories as a result. He eventually learned the truth of his existence when he stopped the Black Arm's invasion of Earth. Since then, Shadow has fought for Maria's wish for peace, acting as a dark hero who protects the Earth and its inhabitants. Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog is the main character of the series and serves as Sega's mascot. This anthropomorphic hedgehog is famous for his incredible speed, which surpasses the speed of sound, giving him his name. True to his species, Sonic can also curl into a ball to deliver powerful attacks against his foes. Originally from Christmas Island, Sonic left his home at a young age to seek out adventures. He has spent most of his life exploring the world and beyond, often with his best friend Tails by his side. Throughout his journeys, Sonic has protected his world and others from numerous dangers, particularly from his arch-enemy, Dr. Eggman. Sonic's adventures have taken him even into space and time, earning him many titles, friends, and enemies. Known for his confident attitude and occasional short temper, Sonic also has a strong sense of justice and a deep love for freedom. Despite his many victories and the fame that comes with them, Sonic prefers to live life on his own terms, indifferent to his celebrity status. Despite not having undergone any known training, Sonic's years of battles have made him a skilled and powerful fighter. He has defeated giant robots, demons, and godlike beings on his own, gone up against and bested those with far more combat experience, and even beaten individuals who equally match his abilities. It has also been noted that Sonic is steadily growing stronger. During the Time Eater incident, Sonic could beat the Egg Emperor and Perfect Chaos on his own, where he previously required additional power to defeat them. Sonic even told Infinite upon holding his own against the latter, compared to the previous time they fought, that he becomes more powerful every second. It is safe to assume that Sonic is far more powerful than he lets on. His victories over Emerald at the Gazoid's maximum potential and Perfect Chaos in his base form are prime examples of his true power. Scourge. Scourge the Hedgehog, formerly known as Anti-Sonic or Evil Sonic, is a character that appears in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic series and its spin-offs published by Archie Comics. He is the Moebius counterpart of Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as the ruler of Moebius. In his earlier years, Scourge was little more than a rival to Sonic, with occasional fights between the two hedgehogs. At about 7 years old, Scourge's father, Anti-Jules Hedgehog, had promoted greatly of the Great Peace on the dimension known as Anti-Mobius. Because of this, Scourge had barely any interaction with his father, calling his father a man with empty words. However, when he attempted to steal the Master Emerald along with Rouge, he used the chaos energy of the Emerald to intentionally become stronger than Sonic. But after Locke punched the Hedgehog while absorbing energy from the Emerald, Scourge transformed into a green-hued individual that could be finally distinguished from Sonic. Amy. Amy Rose is a character that appears in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. She is an anthropomorphic pink hedgehog with a crush on Sonic the Hedgehog. Since meeting Sonic on Little Planet, Amy has declared herself his girlfriend and has attempted to win his heart by any means in many of their adventures. She wields the Pico Pico hammer, which she uses with skills second to none and never leaves home without. Amy is a cheerful, though slightly erratic girl with a positive attitude in nature and boundless energy. However, she has a fiery temper, and her infatuation with Sonic makes her short-sighted and a bit obsessive about him, having followed him everywhere since meeting him. Nevertheless, she has a pure heart and will not let anything stop her. Sonia. Sonia the Hedgehog is a character that appears in the Sonic Underground television series. She is an anthropomorphic hedgehog, the middle triplet sister of Sonic and Manic the Hedgehog, and the only daughter of Queen Alina. She is also a member of the Sonic Underground and one of the current leaders of the Freedom Fighters, along with Sonic and Manic. As Sonia was raised with luxury and wealth, she was originally quite high maintenance, spoiled and snotty. She hates getting dirty and constantly worries about the condition of her hair and clothes. Sonia is physically the strongest of her siblings. She is able to lift heavy objects as well as destroy barriers of various materials. She is skilled in martial arts, which she uses for offensive and defensive measures, and is also extremely agile. Sonia is the only major female protagonist to be voiced by a male, as she is voiced by Jaleel White along with her brothers. Professor C. Sir Charles the Hedgehog, also known as simply Uncle Chuck or Professor C, is a character that appears in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic series and its spin-offs, published by Archie Comics. He is a Mobian hedgehog, a brilliant inventor in service to the Kingdom of Acorn on Westside Island, and a close figure to the world hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. Charles is a well-known genius who has always used his research and inventions for the good of the world. An intellectual individual, Charles cares for his loved ones more than he does himself, and is typically somewhat quiet, though outspoken when it comes to opposing what he believes to be wrong. However, he is quick to be hard on himself for his mistakes, often to a point far beyond what he should lay on his shoulders even when it's not his fault in the first place. Always willing to provide advice to Sonic and the Freedom Fighters, he shares a close relationship with the young heroes. Bound by a high sense of duty, he is willing to put himself on the line if it means helping others. Silver. Silver the Hedgehog is an anthropomorphic hedgehog who travels back in time from 200 years into the future. His goal is to preserve peace in his future by resolving the catastrophes of the past, resulting in frequent interactions with Sonic and other denizens of the time. For his missions, Silver can access powerful psychokinetic abilities, which, in his time, are considered the norm, and which allow him to manipulate physical objects with the power of his mind. Silver is a kind-hearted and optimistic individual who always wears his heart on his sleeve. He is driven by a strong sense of justice and wants nothing more than peace. Although his forthright and passionate nature can make him naive or abrasive, he takes all of his missions very seriously and will do whatever it takes to protect the world. Although seemingly serious on the outside, it has been stated that Silver is young and somewhat immature. He has been described as naive, rash, and reckless. That does not mean, however, that he is incompetent, as Eggman Nega once said that he is very perceptive and that he rarely falls for his tricks. With little information to draw upon, he lets his intuition guide him, but as a relatively isolated person, he has little understanding of interpersonal relations or the subtle tools of manipulators. Silver can be quite brash, having a noted attitude and a mischievous side. Described as a hedgehog of justice, Silver is straightforward, cannot tell lies, and is always thinking about others' happiness before his own. As such, he is always ready to protect those in need and lend a helping hand. Jules. Jules Hedgehog is the husband of Bernadette Hedgehog, younger brother of renowned scientist Sir Charles Hedgehog, and father of the world-famous freedom fighter and hero Sonic the Hedgehog. Often mistaken for Metal Sonic because of his appearance, he is nothing alike. During his time of service to the Acorn Kingdom Army in the Great War, Jules was fatally injured, forcing him to become the first ever Mobian in history to go through Charles's latest and greatest creation, the roboticizer, to save his life, though could never hope to return to normal due to his lingering injuries. In later years, Jules had been reunited with his son and family, and, despite being the last Robian, continued to be the father Sonic lacked for many years. So what do you think about these characters? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.